Hello peoples, welcome back to another episode of Terraria 1.3.1, episode 41. Hooray! Alright, so last time I messed around with the new wiring updates, couldn't really figure out this grand design, but I have played with it since, and I know exactly what it does. Now, with the, I forget the name of it, but it was like a multi-tool wrench. It did all kinds of wrenchy stuff. I didn't see all these little buttons in the top left corner. So apparently you can toggle on and off the ruler. You can toggle the display of, hang on a second, let me get blue wires and get green wires. There you go. You can toggle the display of different wire types. By the way, slime doing things. There's blue, there's green, there's like a bright, normal, faded. Bright is, I guess, if it's at max lighting. Faded is probably 7. Not sure what faded is, but I don't know, less obstructive. Let me turn them all back to bright. Ruler, what else? Actuators, that's another red wire item that you can play with. Oh yeah, sure, that's the one thing I forgot. Actuators are for placing onto solid blocks like wood, stone, anything like that. I thought I had some. Oh well. Well, like, you can put it in place of a block that's... yeah, these 4 blocks. So you put an actuator on those, and then you send a signal to the actuators with a button or something. That causes the blocks to be inactive. It's similar to, like, the inactive stone blocks you'll see in traps underground. So I'm going to show you what I learned about the grand design. Apparently you can also turn on the display of wires, forced or normal. Force is if the ground design is in your inventory, wires are always on and visible. But if you turn it to normal, that means that if the ground design is in your hand, it's the active item in your hotbar. That's the only time you can see wires, which is what I prefer. And actually I also prefer to have the ruler off because, well, you can imagine why. So the way it works is you can place and remove wire anywhere on the screen at any range. Look at this. Wires everywhere. And you know what else? When you cut the wire, cut mode, it goes straight into your inventory. It does not drop right where it is cut. It is the most fastest and efficient wire tool ever. You just have to click and drag on the location where you want to pick your wires. I've selected green right now, so I guess it's green. Let me see what happens in green and blue. Yeah, it's got like a greenish blue light. What about all colors? It's white. That's what happened before. Okay, now let's just remove everything. That. And show you what I learned about the junction box. Now, I did read up on it earlier in the same episode, but I apparently forgot it. It says hammer to change direction. So what it does, it changes the way... actually, let me remove it for a second to quickly show you. You can hammer it to... what happened to this force thing? Oh yeah, I had the junction box in my hand. Any wire item in your hand, you will see wires. Okay, so this switch is hooked up to all these torches because the wire goes to all of them. And sometimes you'll have different wires going to different things, and if you have 2 of the same colored wire intersecting each other, they might interact with 2 different outputs that you didn't want to in the first place. So what the junction box does, it separates these same signals. So right now you'll see it is separated by vertical and horizontal direction. And if you look at the intersection here in wire mode, you'll see that these 2 torches are connected, but they are now kept separate from the rest of them. So when I push the switch, only those are activated. And I can also hammer the junction box once again to change it diagonally. So what this does is get a wire item in my hand. The wire will go from the switch and take a turn to go straight up to this torch, but be separated from all the rest. Ta-da! And I think there's one more configuration. Yeah, the other way diagonally. So it will go down to the first one and ignore the rest. I think that is it. Yeah, back to vertical, horizontal, and 2 diagonal directions. By the way, and you might have noticed, I've expanded the basic storage just a bit. I was running out of room, and I thought I better do something about that. Plus, I'm going to get a lot more accessories and weapons later on. I just made it flush with the clinic. I think I changed something with the clinic. Oh yeah, I made the bathrooms 1 block bigger, because it now had a 2 thick block wall with the storage house, and still looks pretty good. Oh, and this is the new stuff chest. Oh, I got something I want to make right now. I want to go through all the new stuff today, right now, but I'm going to do it later because I have other things to show you. But there's one thing I do want to do immediately, is combine all my goodies. So I did a fishing quest for the angler NPC, and I got the weather radio. This means I can combine it along with the sextant, the pocket guide, to make a fish finder. And if you've been keeping track, you know that I can combine this with my GPS, Goblin Tech, and Rec 3000 for a PDA, which can finally be turned into the cell phone. Displays everything and returns me home at will. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Does it ring when I use it? Oh no, that would have been awesome. So yeah, this frees up all the space in my bags. I can show everything. Position, speed, damage, kill counts, fishing info, time. It's the best. I wonder if it has any games. Okay. Next thing was I've modified this little... Oh yeah, if you look at the ground, you'll see I filled it all in. During invasions, mobs would spawn under there, and it would be kind of bothersome to try and chase them down and try and kill them that way. So over here, I've started work on the armory, I guess I'm going to call it. Painted the gate green to make it look like it was overgrown by the jungle stuff. I threw in some piles of money. You can actually replace coins and stuff. You can't stand on them. Here, I'll show you some here. See? Pretty cool. And it sort of works like sand, but you can actually walk in front of it. What else? Oh yeah, I made the jungle thing 1 block lower. Actually helped me get some bait for fishing. And Ophbeer now lives here. I removed his house because, well, he is going to live here. He's going to be the guy in charge of who accesses the armory. I thought about this as similar to what police stations use to access criminal record stuff. Like, you would walk into the door, check in at the window. He's got 2 block thick bulletproof glass, and you can just hand him your info, sign papers, whatever, and then check in, get your stuff, and check out. Haven't decided what to fill them with. Except for this. I'm gonna go extra ores, bars, brick, and brick walls. Iron and lead don't have brick or brick walls, so it's just ore and bars. What is this one? Obsidian? There's no obsidian bar, but there is brick and wall. That's it for him, and I have also completed an actual house for the Dryad. Ta-da! I've got beautiful Daybloom on the outside, currently sleeping. Let's see. The lanterns have stuck around. I put fireflies in bottles, as well as living wood lanterns on the roof. I just bordered the actual tree background that was already there with physical living wood blocks. I also added this row of moonglow planters, 2 table wide, big table, put a candelabra on it. She's got potions and stuff because she's playing with plants. You can turn them into potions. Couch here, and a bed with some ambient light for from a firefly for atmosphere. And oh yeah, one thing I'm proud of is that these little shelves that hold the bottles, I modeled them sort of like tree branches. You see how they stick out up diagonally and such. I like that. that is it for her. Now, I have a list of things I want to go over. What is next here? The next thing is granted design. Actuators? I don't have to go through that. Let's go through 1 or 2 items in the new things chest. Which one? Don't really have to go to well, I can show you actuators, and maybe I can play with this. I don't know what that is quite yet. So, just to show you what actuators do. Let's see. So I can place it, I assume, with the brand design. It's in actuator mode, so it should place actuators. It does. Let me go into cutting mode to cut some wires. So I don't need all this. Now let's place some wires. There we go. So the wire and the switch is lined up with this. Let me put my money back. The wire is connected to the switch in the 3 middle blocks. So when I flip this, the blocks become inactive, which means they sort of act like a background block. You can pass through them. But if you turn on the switch, they become active once again. I don't think it kills you if you're inside it. Let me see. Yeah, and if you want to, just turn on actuators and one of the wire types at the same time, you can wire it up and place it without, any extra steps. So, wait a minute, if I remove this, will that make it fall off? Yeah, the switch fell off. I need an extra block here. That's fine, that'll work. Switch here and wire it up. I don't need actuators. There we go. Okay, now off, and if I'm inside it does not kill me. And I can move out of the space of the left row column, but I can't move back into them. Pretty cool. You can make doors and stuff out of this. The other thing I was going to mess with was coral stone block. I got this from the Angler NPC. You can't make it into bars, walls, anything. Oh, weird. Look at all the cool colors. But in the middle is all the same color. However, the outside is this pretty cool, fuzzy looking stuff. You can make some awesome underwater coral designs with this. What about hammering? Trying to see if hammering does get you different colors. See? It's pointed up and to the left. I guess it's red. And if I go up to the left again, it's purple. What about this one? This one points up to the left and red. This bottom corner here, yellow. No color. No color. Yellow. Well, you get the idea. Fun stuff. Or maybe it's, well, actually maybe it's random. Okay, I don't have much time left, but I can see if I can make some progress in the Skeletron dungeon. Let's go. Oh, you know what though? I don't actually have enough time to do really very much anything at all in Skeletron dungeon. So that'll have to wait till next time. Also, I'm going to look at the rest of the things I have in the new stuff chest, which I've moved up here. Not a lot, just a few things. If you like this video, leave a like, and if you want to follow along with the series or anything else on my channel, you can subscribe as well. Okay, till next time, be well, stay well, and farewell.